Hi, today is April 5th and it's Friday. The pots are doing great. We've got more coming up out of the ground too. We're at Zone 5B in my front yard, taking a look at, as I said, a few pots and then what's going on in the front yard. Some of the front yard had been dug out about 2 years ago. The rest of it was dug out last fall and bulbs put in. So there's just a ton going on. I'm so excited. All right, so in these pots, this is like something overwintered from last year. I think this is an anemone, which is great. This looks like a lily, and I'm not quite sure what this is at this point. But we've got some more things coming out of the pots. These, all right. So I think this might be the Dick. This might be the Dick Wilden. No, it's maybe the Sherborne daffodil. They're huge. I had gotten 50 of them, and I'm hoping that's what it is. This here looks like an exotic emperor or something like that, as far as a tulip goes. You can see there's just more coming up here. These are 2 fake pots that a friend gave me. And then voila, this is the very first of the tulips that I'm seeing, other than the concerto tulips. This thing here, I mean, we're talking, it's maybe 8 inches tall. And then more of these daffodils. Look at that, just so pretty. All right, let's pop down here. This part of the bed is, much of it is from a couple years ago, that was put in. The hyacinths, just doing really fantastic. We've got an iris from last year too. Bunch of these, some of these are new bulbs, some are just splits from the year before. I've got a few anemones coming out of this little pot. You can see some of the later colored muscari. This is a peony from root that I popped in. We'll see what's going on there. Yeah, just some more daffodils. I kind of just dug this up and threw some more things in the ground last year since it had been so wet. Some more hyacinths. What you hear in the background is my little rabbit go away thing. All right, now these are, I think, the concerto tulips. They're little tiny Greggy eyes. Doing well. Look at this, even a snapdragon staying over from last year, and a nice leaf. All right, we've got some daffodils. It is scheduled to snow more tonight. I do really love some of these little daffodils. I never used to be a daffodil fan, but you can see, I think these ones are like the double campanelle, so they're interesting. Look at this, there's a couple coming out of the spathe there. Like they're not just your plain old tate-a-tates. It stays incredibly soggy down here at the end. I think we probably have some camassia coming up there. All right, and then, it's fun too. I had thrown a couple of things just into the yard itself last year. These are probably Preston Shogun small tulips. They're kind of beautiful melon color, and I think they've even split from last year. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I just literally sprinkled them into the ground here. So one has to be careful where one walks. Also because it's easy to just run out of room. All right, here's a peony that is growing from mostly bare root, I would say. We got more daffodils. We've got more of the Valerie Finis, Muscari armeniacum, if I'm saying that right. There's the last of the early species tulips, the last of the early species crocus. You can see some daffodils coming up. Got a little bit of artemisia right there, and a few tiny rose bushes that are called at last roses that I'm hoping come back. I had just put them in at the end of last year. Look at that. That's a what do we call that? Hydrangea. That, knock on wood, will happen. I think we've got some very big allium back there, and I sprinkled a few of the last tulip in there. It's kind of one of the last things I planted in. I left some swaths open so that there's room for next year to grow some additional tulips and other bulbs, but also just to give room for what I had actually put in the ground. Look at that. You can see just more of the more of the daffodils coming up. Got some of the crocus. I'm loving these little white crocus. The purple are beautiful too. The white seem to be slightly later. We've got some little allium there. Yeah, but what you see back here is actually mostly bulbs that I had, you know, just rescued from stuff that was, you know, coming out of the ground as I was throwing away some soil. Look at this, some more. We got more tulips coming up. None of them have really budded yet. We've got a little hyacinth coming up here. Most of what I tried to put in the front area and this side of the world is to match the other strip going down the other way, so kind of purplish. Definitely a little bit later. You can see kind of have the hyacinth on this inner side, along with more daffodils and then more tulips in the center, which should be, I think, more of the probably there's some concerto tulips there, and then there's also some that I think are called Sarah Raven, or another like brownish red color. And then look at these, just gorgeous. We are going to be getting some snow tomorrow too, so I am actually going to cut some of these and bring them inside, because I have had experience with the weather before, and it is so frustrating when you come out and they're all dead. These ones are, I think, the Hyacinths, just coming up from some that I had last year and through into this sort of back area. It was just like a hodgepodge of bulbs that I had rescued from pots or the ground. All right, last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hop, skip, and jump over past here, so past some of the tulips that are just in the ground, past these ones here in the center that haven't just really started to do much, other than, of course, the species crocus. Make sure I'm not stepping on these little guys as I go past. All right, finishing up with these last pots. I'm still trying to figure out how to grow things in pots and put them into the garage, and when to take them out, because they need the chill time. But you know, they need chill time, they need water, but they need to not rot, and I have not found that happy mix yet. These are just, you know, kind of some really the random last bulbs that I put in. Bunch of daffodils. I had bought more daffodils last year because I always change myself on them, and they're the ones that really come back. Here are some hyacinths. I'm definitely not an expert yet on how to grow these well. And then, you know, especially in pots, like when do I have them out, because they need their chill time without actually like killing them from not having enough water. You can see these ones are like kind of bud blasting, so I don't think they got enough chill time, or maybe not enough water. I'm trying to fix that now, but we'll see. You can see I've got a few of these little muscari popped here. And then the little irises have been wonderful and early. They are mostly finished. Like this one here is up and going, but you can see right next door to it is one that's totally done, since they were the first ones up. Well, I'm gonna cut a few flowers here that are up to bring them inside, because that is one thing I just really love to have when I have them outside, but gosh, I wanna cut them as well. So that's why there's so many. All right, well, let's take a look at this one here as we go out. You can see it is about to pop, and how pretty is that? I hope everyone has a great day. If my nephew's watching, he's actually the only one I would think would be interested in hearing me talk. But anyone who stopped by, I hope you're having a wonderful spring, and I hope your buds are blooming up. Thanks, bye-bye.